You can never kill me, chew me, sue me, everybody do me, kick me, kite me, don't jump like a bite me. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. Tell me what has become of my life. I have a wife and two children who love me. I am the victim of police brutality. No. I'm tired of being the victim of hate. Remember me, I'm a pride, for God's sake. I think I gotta do the business prophecy. Set me free, skinhead dead. Everybody gone fast, tougher than you. Beat me, hate me, you can never break me. Will me, thrill me, you can never kill me. Chew me, sue me, everybody do me. Kick me, kite me, don't jump like a bite me. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. Tell me what has become of my life. I have a wife and two children who love me. I am the victim of police brutality. No. I'm tired of being the victim of hate. Remember me, I'm a pride, for God's sake. I think I gotta do the business prophecy. Set me free, skinhead dead. Everybody gone fast, tougher than you. Beat me, hate me, you can never break me. Will me, thrill me, you can never kill me. Chew me, sue me, everybody do me. Kick me, kite me, don't jump like a bite me. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. Tell me what has become of my life. I have a wife and two children who love me. I am the victim of police brutality. No. I'm tired of being the victim of hate. Remember me, I'm a pride, for God's sake. I think I gotta do the business prophecy. Set me free, skinhead dead. Everybody gone fast, tougher than you. Beat me, hate me, you can never break me. Will me, thrill me, you can never kill me. Chew me, sue me, everybody do me. Kick me, kite me, don't jump like a bite me. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. Tell me what has become of my life. I have a wife and two children who love me. I am the victim of police brutality. No. I'm tired of being the victim of hate. Remember me, I'm a pride, for God's sake. I think I gotta do the business prophecy. Set me free, skinhead dead. Everybody gone fast, tougher than you. Beat me, hate me, you can never break me. Will me, thrill me, you can never kill me. Chew me.
May I have your attention, please?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the final countdown. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, everybody, welcome once again to the Ratfink Racing League on Tuesday night. My name is William Tiller. I am joined up here in the booth by Jacob Williams.
Drivers, start your engine!
Hi, bottom man, line fellas, so have a good day today. Like I said, load all the fans, and thank you guys for coming out here. We got a great crowd today. Everybody listening at home. Stephen, hold out there. Everybody enjoy the race. Been all run all day long. You ready to go? Good feeling about today, guys. Stay focused, be smart. You guys been doing a great job out there really on the outside. Look for nothing other than that for the rest of the race.
For short track racing here on a Tuesday night. And we are thundering and lightning into corner number one as this race kicks off officially. Oh no! Big impact to the 6 of Victor Etheridge in the top side wall. Tonight we are warm and toasty in Homestead, Miami Speedway, the 305. Ooh, you see damage and scrape that topside wall. It's time to go racing once again in the Ratfink Racing League as George Ross in the 79 takes us into corner number one. Action starting to pick up here off of 2. Oh my goodness, as the machine comes off of 2. It's time for the Tuesday night Ratfink Racing League.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light was so proudly we we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular upon singing out, yeah, through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Hello and welcome to week number 5 of the Ratfink Racing Truck Series here live on YouTube. Here tonight we are at the new Atlanta. This is EchoPark Speedway, fancy name here tonight, Jacob. We're going to be taking on this track here tonight, 115 laps, and it has been a very competitive season so far. My name is William Tiller. I am joined up here by, of course, Jacob Williams, lead producer and co-commentator. And Jacob, throughout this season, we've seen a different winner each week, as well as some newcomers sprinkled in as well. What do you expect here tonight with almost perfect conditions?
Man, hopefully good racing this evening compared to last week. I don't mean to pour salt into the wound, but especially with super speedways like EchoPark, especially the rescan version, the new paved version. As the race progresses, we'll start seeing guys getting a little bit squirrely. It tends to make the trucks, especially in this dirty air, get really, really loose. But to answer your question, Will, with the perfect conditions, man, it's a full field this evening. I want to say roughly about 43, 44 guys. So I just, praying and hoping clean racing this evening.
Absolutely. As you see on your screen here, if you're watching along with us here on YouTube, if you're just listening along, there are no fast repairs here. If this is your first race you've tuned in for, green-white checkers, that means only 2 attempts at overtime. Drivers only get 3 sets of tires, 60% fuel limit, and I believe, Jacob, you are in the garage figuring out that fuel window for the folks at home.
Yeah, no, the guys are getting about an average of 42 laps on a tank, and tonight we have 150 laps, correct?
115.
So, I mean, depending upon caution-wise, it's going to be 1, 2, almost a 3-stop race. So we'll see how everything shakes up this evening.
Absolutely. As this new Atlanta racetrack is going to be very, very fast here tonight. With the old Atlanta, it was a different surface, more concrete-based. Here tonight it is asphalt all the way, and you see that little bit of a dog leg leading into that first corner, which gives it that little bit of a difference between here and a Charlotte Motor Speedway. Coming off the heels of I lost track last week, Jacob. I believe it was 11 cautions, could have been more. With a huge field here tonight, boy, I just hope that some of these drivers can get inside the top 10, top 5. as it looks as though this warm-up session is going to wrap up, and we will bring you the starting grid here tonight. Jacob, 44 trucks are going to try to take on this track here tonight. So let's get rocking and rolling with that starting grid and see who is going to lead the set of 44 trucks off of pit road. It will be Mr. White himself, Paul White, joined by Christian Delgado. Also on road number 2, we'll have Jordan Tross and the points leader so far, Jesse Gordon. Road number 3 is going to feature Colton Miller and Justin Clapper Sr. Row number 5 is going to have Thomas Aaron and Derek Underwood. Completing our top 10, we're going to have Roger Diebold and Kyle Peacock. Take it away, Jacob, with this huge field here tonight.
Road number 6, we have Daniel McConnell and Dakota Reeder. In road number 7, we have Jeffrey Goodpaster and Thomas Wynn. Row number 8, we have David McConnell and Brandon Schumann. Row number 9, we have David Bersecki and Chase Rockford. Row number 10, we have Steven Prosser and Tony Burleson. Row number 11, White Lightning himself, Victor Etheridge and Jason Corsi. Row number 12, Sean Dion and Gary Wright. Row 13, Cameron Gully and Todd Perrott. Row 14, we have Tyler Waltz and Keith Vaughn. In row 14, missed row. Row 15, we have Zachary Wynn and Jonathan McIntosh. Row 16, Anthony Harden and Judson Curtis. Row 17, we have Nate Lesko and Tom Ringer. Row 18, we have Jim Smith and Andrew Morse. Row 19, we have Brandon Hinton and Jim Jackson. In row 20, we have Colton Jackson and Hayden Malcolm. Row 21, we have Brent Thompson and Tyler Jones. In row 22, we have Cody Teak and David Lewis. And that'll be it for our starting grid this evening. Full field. We'll see how the boys do this evening.
Yes, sir. And take a break, Mr. Williams. That is quite a field right there. 44 trucks are going to take on the new Atlanta. And we apologize if we haven't seen your name before. If we messed it up here tonight, we're going to try our best with some of these pronunciations if this is your first time in this series. Throughout this season so far, we've seen those newcomers make big waves. We'll probably see the same here tonight. Field is creeping down the backstretch. The pace lights are off of the pace truck instead of pace car as the field heads into 3 and 4. Paul White, our pole sitter, comes in, I believe, 3rd in the point standings here tonight. A big victory could obviously throw him on top of those point standings early on. One of those drivers that have yet to break through. Christian Delgado, one of those new names that has done great so far. Jesse Gordon, our points leader, will start in the top 5 as well. 115 laps here in the new Atlanta. No fast repairs, 3 sets of tires in the garage. Here we go. We are racing here in Atlanta, week number 5, as Mr. White takes us into corner number 1.
Right there, you got Jesse Gordon right there on the backside of Christian Delgado. And last week, Christian Delgado was one of our podium finishers. So we'll end up seeing, if he's going to end up finishing out front, or, is he going to get, a little bit caught up in the chaos. But we'll see how he finishes this evening.
Already down the backstretch, bit of a checkup off the exit of 2, now into 3 and 4. Christian Delgado gets down to the low side of the racetrack. Paul White down there as well. As the field comes off of 4, we are green so far across that start-finish line. Christian Delgado leading the way into 1.
You know, we have Dakota Reader kind of towards the back as well, and typically Dakota is usually towards the front. Typically in that top. Ooh, going 3x3, almost right there down the back stretch. It sure looks like Colton Miller. Justin Clapper inside the side.
Whoa, as we just saw Dakota Reader get loosed right there. As the field comes off of 4, I think right now, Jacob, I think these drivers just need to settle into a pace, maybe find a back bumper of somebody. I think a lot of anxiousness coming into the race. We are now single file at the top end of the grid. Looks like that's a great shot of the top 7 right there down the backstretch. Christian Delgado is the front of this 7-truck train now into 3 and 4.
A little bit of a checkup right there in that top 6, top 7 right there. I do believe that is going to be the 333 of Roger Diebold. A little bit of a checkup and kind of will. I mean, it's such a large field. We're going to kind of jump back towards the middle with our Mr. Nesquik Nate Lesko. Kind of, you know, in the back in that 28th position. Usually Nate is towards the front typically. But it's good to see him out on track this evening. But we'll see if he works his way through the field too.
As right now the field comes off of the corner. A lot of new names in this field. Or shout out to the wins. You see Zachary win back there in the 72. Bit of a nervous move. Caution's out. Caution is out.
Ooh.
Wow. Kind of felt that one coming here as a caution flag waves for the first time here in the A. It looks as though that's going to happen just in around the 10 to 15 range there, Jake, but we're keeping an eye out just outside of that. Check out this replay here, and it's going to be coming off that, it's a weird straight here at Atlanta, Jacob, I would have to say. Oh, it's going to happen right in front of these guys.
Is that Cameron Goley? No.
I believe that was one of our drivers that was on the front row to start this race, or close to it. That's Derek Underwood, I believe, in the 55. Shows him down in the 37th position.
Oh, yeah, you are correct.
We'll have to get an update. Ooh, that's going to be entangled with the 71, I believe, to the low side of the racetrack. Ooh, some residual contact there as well.
Ooh, oh, man.
Oh, shout out to the pace truck as well, Jacob. Just really T-boned that.
Yeah, we'll see. We're kind of right on board with him. It looks like maybe Thomas kind of came up into him a little bit on that trial portion. Yeah, it looks like Derek was coming down just a touch and Thomas was coming up just a hair. Then you got Peacock barely squeezing by right there on that outside lane.
This Underwood's going to be okay until he catches the residual effect from the Only Dan's truck going by there. Then you see he's going to do a little lawn mowing through the infield grass. Now, unfortunately for the iRacing pace truck, it does not move unless the race is under caution. So at that moment right there, it's not going to bode well. As the field is now down pit road, some of those guys that were having early issues. Dakota Reader, one of those trucks I just noticed down pit road there, Jacob. Unfamiliar territory to see one of our favorites down pit road early.
Yeah, no, I think, I mean, there's quite a few guys in pits, in the pits at the moment. I mean, pretty much from 27th all the way down to the 42nd position. So it'd be interesting to see, you know, if these guys were, you know, just trying to make repairs or ultimately just kind of just doing a little bit of a stop and go. And I mean, on some of these super speedways, especially on bigger fields like this, I mean, I know it's not the appropriate strategy, but you know, since stage points isn't really a thing that we do here, or stages, typically I would just go into the pits and get towards the back and kind of hang loose a little bit. And I call it the backpack group at that point.
You know what? I have to agree with you, Jacob. That's one of the things that I love about the Ratfink Racing League is there are no stages in any of these races. There are places for stages, all-star races, fun races like that. But I believe for some of these racetracks, stage racing just kind of puts a brake on everything. Especially here in the Ratfink Racing League, it is 115 laps with no fast repairs, only 3 sets of tires, Jacob. Ooh, boy. Yep. You really got to drive that truck to make something happen in this series, and that's why we have a different winner every week, and it's very competitive, very elbows out action. Already some trucks in the garage. Derek Underwood, we saw him there in that latest caution. Jonathan McIntosh as well, and oh my goodness, Jacob, you are bringing out the tripod, the in-car cameras here tonight, one of which is Christian Delgado, who is currently in the lead on this restart.
Yeah, no, we have Justin Clapper and Cameron Goley as well. But yeah, no, appreciate the guys always, doing their little cockpit view of what they're riding in, because it's always interesting to see everyone's setup. Because some guys have one of the most elaborate setups, but then also one of our personal favorites, Jordan Tross, for the longest time had his steering wheel bolted down to a piece of plywood essentially, and it was holding on by a thread. So every person's setup is always different, so it's always interesting to see that.
Sounds like my kind of setup right there. A little 2x4 action, a little duct tape. You gotta make the dream happen right there. As we get ready for this restart, it will be Christian Delgado, Paul White, Jesse Gordon, Colton Miller, Thomas Aaron, Jordan Tross, Roger Dybel, Justin Clapper, Kyle Peacock, and Thomas Wynn, our top 10. We've already had one caution so far. Let's see if we can keep it under green as Christian Delgado takes the green flag into one.
Yeah, a little bit of a checkup on that outside line. Christian Delgado out front. Jesse Gordon always out there towards the front. But then right there on the backside of him, you got Jordan Tross just riding his back bumper to see if he's going to end up giving him a little bump and run out the gate.
As Jesse Gordon comes racing off of 2, gets squeezed out just a little bit, now into 3 and 4. Jordan Tross to the low side of the racetrack. Jesse Gordon's going to find himself all by himself on the high side of the racetrack. Christian Delgado is going to feel the heat coming off of 4 through the tri-oval. Christian Delgado still leading the way into 1.
Yeah, we'll kind of jump back here towards the back of the top Laurent. Essentially at the back of the first group, that's what I'm going to call it. Back here with Judson Curtis.
Yeah, and some of these guys are making big moves as they're down the backstretch. Cody Deek already up 20 spots. Judson Curtis already up 10 spots as well. Nate Lesko up 12 spots here in this mix of drivers. As we come off of 4 now down that front stretch. Seems to be a little bit more calm and collected back here in this mix of drivers. Tyler Jones now making moves up 17 spots in that 62 as well. Brett Thompson in the 45. Shout out to Grandpa there in that 45. Now down the backstretch into 3 and 4. Here comes the field.
Ooh, nope, I was going to say some stuff, but I'm just going to keep my comments to myself, and let's boogity boys. Let's go do some clean racing this evening.
Big mover so far. Keep an eye out on the field as Andrew Morse in that 84. He is up 24 spots, now up to 12th, trying to knock on the door of that top 10. As we look at Anthony Harden, Cody Deek back here off of 2 down the backstretch. Drivers seem to be losing just a little bit of pace in that 3rd set of drivers. Now jump back up inside of that top 10. As one of the wins still holding on there, Jacob, I believe that is Thomas Wynn, currently in that 10th position.
Yeah, no, shout out, Mama Wynn's tuning in a little later than normal. She was putting some comments in the chat. We were late tuning in tonight, but good luck to all of our racers. An extra, ooh, I'm missing out. An extra wish of good luck to the Wynn Brothers race team. Shout out to them. Always recruiting and always tuning in. Shout out to Mama Wynn.
Yeah, shout out to the Wynns always tuning in. They are getting better and better each week. I believe that was Justin Clapper we saw get flushed out there in the 3 wide. This tri-oval is going to be calamity here pretty soon. Once these tires get a little bit of wear on them, these oh my goodness, there goes Justin Clapper again. Jordan Tross had to pull out of line. He's to the apron. Jordan Tross completely pulls out of line. This will be like Tom Petty free falling here tonight. Wow, he is still yet to come back up on the racetrack.
Yeah, I want to say probably Jordan felt a little bit uneasiness. I mean, racing with Jordan on some of the super speedways, he'll end up doing that and just kind of hanging back there in the back. And I don't want to say letting everyone take everyone out, but ultimately he gets out of the right in that apron. That is risky business right there. I want to say, is that no? I think it was Judson Curtis at that point hitting that lower apron. It looked like he was going to get a little loose.
Ooh, as right now we come through the tri-oval once again. That is very, very tricky coming off of 4, and then just the slightest wheel movement coming through that tri-oval. As the Batmobile and Jesse Gordon leading the way. Up there as well, we have Jason Coursey in that 22 machine. Yet to call out his name here tonight, but doing great in that 22. Finds himself in the third, now second position, just swapping spots. There's Jeffrey Goodpasser as well in the 1, having a great season so far. Jacob, as we're off of 4. Everybody's starting to just chill out just a little bit as we're across the start-finish line.
We'll kind of take a look here. You know, who's the last 35. You know, you got Jesse Curtis running at 31.28. Right behind him is going to be Brandon Schumann at 31.21. And then our fan favorite, Zachary Wynn, running at 31.8. I mean, it's pretty neck, you know, for the fastest 5 for the 5. And then, you know, Will, you always bring it up, but we're going to look at Curtis Anderson, Andrew Morse up 27 positions, Tyler Jones 21, Cody Deek up 20, Judson Curtis up 20, and Jason Coursey up 19. In with the race leaders, I do believe. Will, you got a copy? I think we have lost Will.
Across the start-finish line into 1 and 2.
Here he is.
Oh, that's Coursey. Gordon going side by side. There's also the 83 of Kyle Peacock. Paul White. Oh my goodness, 2x2 off of 2. Now into 3 and 4. Look at Coursey up there, just holding his own on the top side of the racetrack.
Ooh, that was almost a little bit of a bad push from Peacock at that point on the backside of Coursey. Got Coursey a little sideways. Coursey ended up saving it. Ooh, a little bit of a door-to-door action back there in that later part of the tri-oval. Looking like between Judson and Thomas Aaron.
Down the backstretch now, so much action on the racetrack. Has both me and Jacob up here in the booth just looking for every single move all over the new Atlanta as drivers are jockeying for position. Jason Coursey is a new name here in this field. He is up 19 spots. It's the drop of the green flag. Also, that name you just mentioned, Andrew Morse, he's up 29 spots. It's the drop of the green flag, both inside of the top 10. As we've already had 2 cautions so far here tonight. Field has, I would say, fanned out just a little bit here, Jacob. Action starting to simmer down as we're starting to put a little bit of wear on these tires, but we have to remember there was a group of drivers that did head down during that last caution, so they do have the slightest advantage as now we're into 3 and 4.
Yeah, and looks like from pretty much, I think, Sean Dion and back. I mean, you got, I don't want to say stragglers. I mean, you got the single Cowboys at that point. Zachary Wynn right there, and then Sean Dion, David Bersecki, and then it looks like we have Tyler Waltz behind him. No, Cameron Goley. Cameron Goley's behind him.
As everybody's fanning out just a little bit now back inside of that top 10. There is a 3-3-3 looking good up there. Jason Coursey in that 2-2 is looking good as well. Now you're starting to see drivers just sort of poke their noses out. Jacob starting to feel out the air. Into 3 and 4 the field goes. More drivers starting to drift up to that top side lane. Almost brushing that wall at 3 wide. Just a moment off of 4 through the tri-oval. Jesse Gordon leading the way into 1 and 2. Paul White still on that back bumper.
Woo! Going 3 wide through 1 right there.
There we go, 3 wide again. Can we make it?
Oh, almost.
Oh, as the driver gets squeezed.
Yeah, almost sending it forward
boy.
at that point.
That was a big red truck back there get squeezed. There's Corsi up the racetrack as well. I think we might be starting to see just a few indicators of tire wear creep in here 25 laps into this race. The drivers have been battling since the drop of the green flag. Already a couple cautions so far. There's Jeffrey Goodpaster on the top side of the racetrack. You see Jacob starting to feel out some new grooves. Emperor new grooves on the top side of the racetrack.
Yeah,
whoa! Who is that guy in that truck? Just going crazy there at the tail end of the lead pack right there.
Victor Etheridge, Mr.
Oh boy!
Yeah, White Lightning himself.
He is some white lightning on the racetrack right now, starting to lose that buck and Bronco as the caution waves for the second time. This is the second caution.
Let's see here. Oh, we gave him the commentator's curse. It's showing Victor Etheridge at that point, bringing out the caution.
And I believe there may have been something wrong with that truck.
Oh.
He was no. Oh, no.
Ooh, Victor did not.
That was not Victor I was keeping an eye on. That was actually right in front of Victor. I'm not sure what Victor what happened. See, that's the red truck I was talking about right in front of Victor there.
Ooh.
But it looks as though Victor's going to get caught up. Ooh, this might be just a little bit of a domino effect there, Jacob.
Yeah, let's see here. That is going to be Andrew. Nope, I'm going backwards. Kyle Peacock and Christian Delgado. Nope.
There we go. If we go back just a little bit there, I think it's going to happen just across that start-finish line.
Is it Colton Miller?
It's Corsi. I believe it's Corsi in the 22, Colton Miller in the 93, and this is going to cause a little domino effect.
Colton Miller just gets a little loose and then checked up right there. And I think Thomas Aaron gets. Oh man!
Whoa!
Yeah, he gets a little bump from the 05. And then he gets turned. Yeah,
that's the 42 of Thomas Aaron. Give him a 10 out of 10 for the landing there, but not how his night wanted to go.
And then I think also the 05
A lot of trucks involved, as we have essentially the whole field down pit road here. We're gonna get you a list of trucks that may have been involved with that, but boy, what a big pileup. Second caution of the night here in Atlanta, the new Atlanta EchoPark Raceway. As the drivers get sorted here, Christian Delgado is going to warm up those tires. It looks as though he'll be the leader here when we go back to green. But we're going to step aside for the first time here in the Ratfink Racing League. We'll be right back live from Atlanta. And we're back here in week number 5 of the Ratfink Racing League Truck Series live from Atlanta. This is our second caution of the night. Pace lights are off. We are ready to go racing here in just a second. Dakota Reeder, Christian Delgado, Roger Diebold, Paul White, Kyle Peacock, Jesse Gordon, Judson Curtis, Thomas Wynn, Justin Clapper, Brandon Schumann, our top 10 here on this restart. The entire field headed down pit road. We are ready to rock and roll once again as the 85 of Dakota Reeder takes us across the tri-oval into one.
Ooh, then you got Jesse Gordon right there on the back side of freaking Diebold, and then you got Christian Delgado.
Whoa!
Yeah. Ooh, Jesse Gordon just giving them a push.
I believe he almost got a little sideways there as he had to get around Diebold. Does a great job now getting to the outside. Sorry about that, Jacob. It looks as though Jesse Gordon had to keep that truck on the racetrack momentarily.
Yeah, no, now he's about to take the lead away from Dakota Reeder right there on the outside, and then Paul White's going to give him a push. Hopefully he doesn't come back up into that top lane of Paul White, but then Paul White's getting the push from the 83 Peacock.
Wow. Jesse Gordon locked on the low side of the racetrack. Now a gap between him and the 85 on the low side. Paul White on the top side. He'll take the lead. Oh, boy. That looks like Christian Delgado got very, very loose off of 2. Paul White now to the low side of the racetrack. He's our race leader off of 4 momentarily. Now Peacock in the 83 to the high side. He'll go side by side with Paul White. Peacock will lead the race across the start-finish line. Drag racing at the top side of the grid. It will be Peacock, our race leader, into 1 and 2.
Ooh, and Judson Curtis up in second, which would put him up 30 positions, and 2 positions behind him at that point is going to be Mr. Nesquik, Nate Lesko, at 29 spots as well. As Kyle Peacock has now separated himself from those big movers, just mentioned Judson Curtis, Brandon Schumann, Nate Lesko, all inside of this top 10. Paul White, Jesse Gordon outside of this group we're keeping an eye out. Thomas Wynn still inside of that top 10. Dakota Reeder as well. Cody Deek is up there. Boy, this is crazy coming off of 2. Field very, very elbows out early on. Kyle Peacock leading the way in the 83. Judson Curtis, Brandon Schumann, all going at it here. Brandon Schumann in the 52 up to 3rd. Another big name jumping off that grid as we cross the start-finish line into 1 and 2. Going almost 3 wide, going through 1 and 2. Right there you got Frank Thompson to the outside wall, and then right there behind him you got Tom Wiener. In this pack of drivers, you actually have our fastest driver of the race so far. That's Tyler Jones in that 62. He has logged a 30.861, which is currently the fastest lap of the race so far. Currently in that 21st position. He is up 21 spots to the drop of the green flag. You know what that put him there, Jacob, to start the race in the 42nd position, now up to 21st. Then our top 10 right here, you still got Peacock out front, Judson Curtis, Brandon Schumann, Justin Clapper, Nate Lesko, Paul White, Thomas Wynn, Jesse Gordon, and Dakota Reeder and Christian Delgado. As Paul White feels a little bit of a nudge from Jesse Gordon into the corner. Dakota Reeder on the low side, Christian Delgado on the high side in the 31. There's the 32 of Keith Vaughn, who's had a great season so far as well. I do like the red on the rims of that Jack Daniels machine into 3 and 4. I love these paint schemes these drivers bring out each week, Jacob. As right now, it looks like the Marlboro machine's leading the way across the start-finish line. Yeah, no, and Brandon Schumann, he's out front. Woo, Judson Curtis hitting that apron again. And then you got Justin Clapper hitting that apron as well. And what we'll do is we'll ride on board with Justin. See what his view is like.
Whoa! As he almost makes contact there with the 28 Let's Go. As we'll jump on board now with Justin Clapper in that 63. Boy, this is crazy through the trial into 1 and 2.
Just white knuckling, gripping the steering wheel at that point.
Yeah, and the thing about it, Jacob, is you really know what lap it is. You have to stay locked in from lap 1 to 115, especially in this position. Any kind of slight misjudgment, lack of attention. And look, he has another driver to his top side. I mean, you have to just stay locked into the low side of the racetrack. You're going to feel that tire wear start to creep in. Boy, what a hornet's nest of a race we have here today.
We got a wreck back there in the back.
Third caution of the night.
Ooh, Daniel McConnell.
As we watch this official replay here, it's going to involve Sean Dion as well in the 3, who has just had the worst start to the season there, Jacob. It looks to be another DNF for Sean Dion in the 3. As he's just going to take the brunt of this here.
Oh, yeah.
Oof.
But what happened right there at the lower apron?
We'll check it out here.
That's going to be Andrew Morris.
Andrew Morris there on the low side.
Oh, no.
Check out what happened here.
That is going to be Chase Rockford. Oh.
As we watch the replay here live on YouTube, checking out what brought out only our 3rd caution of the night so far. Far stretch from what we saw last week. As we're watching the replay here, Jacob looks the 54 of, I believe that's Tyler Waltz on the 54.
No, Tyler Waltz had changed his number to 9. That is going to be, and we have some new guys racing with us, and it looks like they don't have their paint schemes updated because technically the 71 of, well, it's not really 71, but Chase Rockford's rocking the 71 paint scheme, and that is Thomas Wynn. But yeah, you got Jeffrey Goodpasture right there in front.
And we do have some cars that are currently down pit road still, the likes of Jim Smith in the 27, Colt Miller in the 93, Daniel McConnell in the 81, Chase Rockford, as mentioned, in the 34. So if you hear your favorite driver on those lists, it's not going to be a good night for them. They're still down pit road. Some of these guys, Todd Perrant in the 69 right there, Sean Dion, Jason Kersey. Some of these guys are having pretty good runs, Jacob, and it's just going to end here on the 3rd caution of the night. And while we're there, let's talk about the graveyard of trucks so far. As we have some early retirees, that includes Derek Underwood, Thomas Aaron, Victor Etheridge. Looks as though he may be taking a few more laps. Hayden Malcolm, Jim Jackson, Cameron Gully, Daniel McConnell, still on pit road right now. And some other guys back on the racetrack here. Chase Rockford, Jonathan McIntosh, Todd Perrant, Sean Dion, Jason Kersey, Jeffrey Goodpasture, Colt Miller, and Brandon Hitton. One of those trucks as well, Jacob. That leaves David McConnell in the 74, currently in the 27th position with the least amount of damage, if you will.
Yeah, no, that was a little bit of a brutal wreck. We'll see if Sean Dion's going to be able to make the repairs needed to get back out on track. And then also, Todd Perrant ended up getting a little bit of some fender bender action. So we'll see if he can get the repairs needed to work his way back through the field.
as we are only about 41 laps into this race here tonight. Only 3 cautions coming off a yellow flag party last week, Jacob. But 5 weeks into the season, we've had a different winner each week so far. Last season, we had 2 back-to-back winners during the season. It's going to be very, very tough to do that here this season. But let's run through the top 10 for you here as we're ready to rock and roll once again. Nate Lesko will lead the way. Paul White. Thomas Wynn up to 3rd. Shout out the Wins. Jesse Gordon currently in the 3rd or 4th position, whichever. Roger Diebold. Andrew Morse, Brent Thompson, Tyler Jones. They're all up 30-plus spots. It's a drop of the green flag. Zachary Wynn. Both wins inside of the top 10. And Brandon Schumann in that 52 will be our top 10 here on this restart. As the pace truck pulls off, we do have a truck already into the wall. That looks to be Zachary Wynn in the 72. As this restart will begin under green. We'll wait to see Nate Lesko will take us across the start-finish line into 1 and 2. He'll lead the way as they'll go side by side in the apex.
Let's see. I mean, we'll get a lap in really quick. I did not catch what happened with Zachary Wynn at that point.
I believe he may have just overshot that restart right here in the 72. We're rolling, feels a bump.
Oh,
no.
Looked like he had some connectivity issues.
Oh, as both wins were inside of the top 10, looks as though the 72 is going to run into that connectivity bug right on the restart, and that is the absolute worst time to have a connection issue there, Jacob. Especially on the timing on these restarts is absolutely wild, so you have to make sure you are all in to get that thing rolling. As right now, Paul White has things rolling off of 4 as our race leader.
Ooh, man, it looks like a lot of the guys are getting a little squirrely. We'll pull up pit stop stats, kind of see, Paul White, Jesse Gordon, Nate Lesko, pretty much essentially the top 6, 17 laps, 17-lap-old tires. Kyle Peacock, 4 laps. Andrew Moore, 17. Justin Clapper, 4. Brandon Schumann, 4. Tyler Jones, 17. 4, 4, and 4. Yeah, it's a mix out there up front. I wonder, if the guys on older lap tires are the ones kind of getting a little squirrely right there, going through the tri-oval. It looks like we got someone going sideways back there in the back. We do.
Yep, there it is. You called it, Jacob. You watched it live.
And it was Tyler Jones. Yeah. Oh, just going through that tri-oval.
Oh, wow. What a save from Jordan Troust in that 79. This happened just inside the top 10. I see the leaders just in front of these guys.
Let's see here. Yeah, see, he just gets loose, making that left through the tri-oval, overcorrects.
Oh, he had a big run going, too. You see that on the screen there, folks. Started 42nd here tonight. I believe he was maybe knocking on the door of the top 10 there. Jacob, he was very, very close.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and I would probably do the same thing there. I'd just let it sit there. For Tyler Jones, one of those new names. Great run here tonight. Hats off to him. You just hate to have your night. See, this has got to be just outside of the top 10. Oh, boy. It stings just watching it, Jacob, because I believe there was not many people around him. I believe it was just a little bit of an oversteer. My heart breaks there. It really does.
Self-inflicted wounds. Those are always the worst ones. I mean, listen, I've had my fair share of them, and it's just, you have a great run, your truck's feeling good, and it's just that little bit of just that overcorrection, just boom, just ends your night, and then you end up getting collected by someone else. It's not much that you can, do about that at that point.
And it's not an exaggeration to say that the 62 did have a legit shot at tonight's race, had worked himself all the way up to about the 11th or 12th position. looking at the field right now, Mr. White still leads the way. Jesse Gordon, Nate Lesko. I got to say, it is good to see that Neswick machine in the field. Currently up 30 spots since the drop of the green flag. Kyle Peacock, Andrew Morris, Brandon Schumann, Justin Clapper, Judson Curtis, Tony Burleson, and Jordan Tross. Now for the 25 of Paul White, came into tonight's race, I believe about the third position in those points. And Jacob, for the 2.5, I'd have to say one of the names may be overshadowed by Jordan Tross, some of these other quote-unquote big dogs of the series. But very, very consistent throughout the ranks last season, now into this season, really starting to get those wheels moving as well.
Yeah, no, I mean, I want to say Paul ended up, I think he won Daytona, or he might have ended up on the podium, and then I think he ended up having a podium after that. So yeah, no, I mean, he's definitely in the championship hunt. You know, from that point, I do believe he will make it into the playoffs, especially with how well he's been finishing.
See the White Lightning on the side of that truck. Also right behind him, the Neswick machine of Nate Lesko, Kyle Peacock, Andrew Morse. Andrew Morse, Judson Curtis, two brand new names here tonight. Kyle Peacock as well in that 83. Love to see newcomers week in and week out here in the Ratfink Racing League. If you want to find out more information about the league, we invite you to go check out the RFRLleague.com. That is a fantastic website. So much detail on there. You can see everything about your favorite drivers, statistics, schedules, who's hot, who's not, who's cold, who needs to get it going, the point standings. So many different series here in the Ratfink Racing League. I believe, Jacob, there is a league every single day of the week, and if there's any series, we even have a series where we switch it up every single week as well. So make sure to go check out the RFRLleague.com for all the information about this series and more. But the pace lights are off of the pace truck. Will be Paul White and the Batmobile here on this restart. A lot less cautions here tonight, a lot more green flags. Here's another one as Mr. White will take us across a start-finish line into one.
Pretty big jump at that point, you know, from really separated the gap between him and Nate Lesko, but Nate Lesko creeping back up on him. Jesse Gordon right there on the outside. Then you got the 91 of, no, I apologize. That is not, that is going to be the 84 of Morse running the 91 paint scheme. We will probably be pulling him into the, not the booth, but into the admin review of getting paint schemes updated. But then right there on the backside, you got 83 of Kyle Peacock on the backside of Jesse Gordon.
Yeah, Kyle Peacock doing great in that marble machine. Nate Lesko on the low side of the racetrack in that 20. Great shot of the field now coming down the backstretch into 3 and 4. Field is 2x2 all the way down the grid. Andrew Morse doing great there in that 84. You see a little bit of a drop-off now happening just at around the 18th, 19th position. That's where you'll find Brett Thompson, Keith Vaughn, Anthony Harden, and Jim Smith in the mix as well to bookend our top 20 on the racetrack, coming off with 2 now down the backstretch. Anthony Harden, you see him there on that shot as well. He's currently in the 19th position. Drivers trying to keep pace here, Jacob, as we're off of 4. You see Brett Thompson in the 45 still in tonight's race as we're across the start-finish line.
Yeah, Grandpa is still involved. Tyler Waltz right there out in front of Tom Ringer. Behind Tom Ringer, you got Thomas Wynn, and then you got Keith Vaughn. Anthony Harden right there on the outside behind Grandpa Brent Thompson. We'll kind of check back in with our race leaders. You got Brandon Schumann going side by side with the 83 of Peacock. And then on the backside of him, you got Jordan Tross. Woo! Brandon Schumann getting a little loose, hitting that apron right there. Jesse Gordon right on the backside of him. Ooh, Justin Clapper gave Paul White a little bit of a bump and run and got Paul White into the middle lane, and Paul has lost a couple spots. Cody Deek right there on the outside wall. Man, a lot happening right now in the top 10.
Yeah, Jordan Trust on the back bumper of Kyle Peacock into 3 and 4. Christian Delgado thought about a move to the middle. Still thinking about it now. He's going to get right back down. Oh, he gets loose. Ooh, he couldn't think about it too long. That air caught him coming off of 4. Huge wiggle out of the 31 of Christian Delgado. Now you see the 83 of Peacock to the high side of the racetrack. There goes Jordan Tross to the low side. The 83 is not going to have anything for the 79 as Jordan Tross now leads the way down the backstretch. There goes Christian Delgado. Once again, he'll go to the low side of Peacock. Into 3 and 4.
Squeezing his way through there. I was shocked that he actually made it through there without getting himself turned by Brandon Schumann.
Oh, watch out, Schumann. Schumann to the low side of the racetrack now coming across the tri-oval. Christian Delgado is going to lead the way momentarily. Here comes Schumann in the 52. He'll look for a push from Gordon. Nothing just yet. Let's see now coming off of 2. Christian Delgado still leading the way. He'll feel the heat now. Coming down the backstretch. Here comes the 52 with a huge push out of Jesse Gordon. As a huge move at the 31 got back down to the low side of the racetrack. Now off of 4. 31 still leading the way here. 55 laps in.
Ooh, looks like we are going 3 wide.
3 wide.
Oh, Christian Delgado in the middle, just left hanging high and dry. No one's getting out behind him, give him the push that he needs.
Oh, my goodness.
Now you got Jordan Tross on the backside of Jesse Gordon. Nate Lesko on the backside of Brandon Schumann. Jesse Gordon looks like trying to throw a late block towards the middle lane. Christian Delgado still running that middle lane, doing a little side draft.
What is happening on the racetrack? Down the front stretch, we got 3 wides. We got trucks in the middle. We got another new leader right now with Brandon Schumann leading the way. Nate Lesko behind him coming off of 2. Schumann gets loose off of 2. Oh my goodness, that's going to cause a checkup behind the 52. Who wants to lead? Who wants to take it now as the field drifts all the way up the racetrack here to 3 and 4? Jesse Gordon, Jordan Tross, Peacock up there on the high side. Oh no, they wreck! They wreck across the start-finish line.
Oh,
Jesse Gordon.
Who? That was Jesse Gordon, and
Jesse Gordon, as we were catching that live shot on the racetrack.
It's still green.
Still green. We're still racing. Still racing here at New Atlanta. Jesse Gordon is right now down 19 positions on the racetrack. We'll get you a replay of what happened there in just a moment. As Brandon Schumann's still leading the way here, we saw that live. We were trying to give you a cool camera angle. We'll check it out here. Oh boy, as we come off that tri-oval. I believe that's going to be the 63 of Justin Clapper. May collect the fender of Jesse Gordon here as we're going to watch a replay as we take a brief break from that live action.
Ooh, I don't know if Jesse came down just a touch.
No damage, no damage. Ooh, okay.
Brought the lawnmower out and saved it through pit lane. That's the weird child portion. I mean, I think it's a racing incident if you ask me. I mean, I think Jesse came down and Justin came up just a little bit, but they both kept it clean.
He's clean. He's clean. Jesse's going to do a great job of working back through the field. I'm sure we have not seen the last of the Batmobile or the caution flag as Brandon Schumann is leading the way right now. As you see, he's already found a friend on the racetrack, him and Jeffrey Goodpaster. We jump back up to the live action as Brandon Schumann's leading the way into 1 and 2. Nate Lesko is behind him. Jordan Tross now finds himself in that 3rd position. These two now separate. Coming off of 2, it's a 1-2 battle out the backstretch. Brandon Schumann, Nate Lesko, 1-2 into 3.
And now everyone's kind of really gotten spread out. I mean, they've gotten out of the draft a little bit, so now we'll see if we'll end up getting a couple of some green flag pit stops. And look at this. In the 3rd spot, battling it out right now between 3 and 4, Jordan Tross and Grandpa Brent Thompson right now. Hopefully, Grandpa's got his I just butchered that joke. Just ignore that. But hopefully, Grandpa is going to bust out the cane this evening and put the beat down on some youngsters.
bring out his AARP card. I got you up here, man.
Yeah.
I got you up here in the booth. Little alley-oop action.
Thank you.
As
Thank you,
Brett
thank you, thank you.
Thompson's on the low side of the racetrack. Oh, as he blinks out for just a little bit. Still to the low side of the 79er, Jordan Tross through that tri-oval into 1 and 2. And now my question to you. Oh, okay. Letting them know they're in the 45, that he's to the low side. Do you try to pit with the rest of this crew up here, Jacob, or do you try to formulate your own strategy, maybe try to gamble to try to get this checker flag?
Oh, man. I mean, everyone's so across the board right now. I mean, Brandon Schumann's 23 laps, Nate Lesko 36. I mean, Nate Lesko is going to have to pit in roughly let's just call it 6 or 7 laps. I mean, Jordan Tross has the fuel to be able to go a lot longer. I mean, I don't know. It's a weird. I mean, if you end up not going into the pits with the rest of everyone else, you're not going to be in the draft, so you're going to fall behind. But that's a weird decision to make. Super hard, especially with the different pit cycles that everyone's on.
As we come through the tri-oval, one thing is for sure that Brandon Schumann in that 52. He will have to let the field go by here eventually. He's doing a great job of leading the way. The rest of these guys, we are starting to see these lap times creep up towards those 32s. Jordan Truss still a 31.5. The rest of the field 31.7s. We see 31.5 out of Roger Diebold as well. Currently in this mix of drivers. Oh boy. Ooh, that looked nifty as we're off of 4. We're on board now with the 45 of Brett Thompson, who keeps looking to the low side of the 20, maybe wise to just chill right now as we're into 1 and 2. Oh, there he goes. There he goes to the low side of the 20. There he goes. The 45 of Brett Thompson will take that spot. If you can find the back bumper of Brandon Schumann, who has now lost the lead, he is going to free fall right now, as I called it just a little while ago there, Jacob. There's no way the 52 could have held on. Right now, feeling the heat out of the 45. Oh, as he gets loose, he hits the apron momentarily off of 4.
Ooh, yeah, Grandpa better hold it. Better hold it together because he's out in the 6th position. I mean, that's and he started in the 41st. So yeah, no, that's a hell of a move up through the pack.
As this lead pack has just evaporated from the rest of the field. About a 3.5-second lead between that lead pack and this pack here. Currently being led by Anthony Harden, the 77, currently registered down in the 10th position. So that is a separation between 9th and 10th there, Jacob. It might feel like you are doing a great job in the top 10, even though you were 3.5 seconds behind the next position. But I believe with a caution flag, that should bring everything back into focus. These boys are moving in that second pack. Currently 69 laps in here tonight at the new Atlanta, a fancy name, EchoPark Raceway, into 3 and 4. Different leaders throughout tonight's race so far, Jacob, but anybody's race currently as we're off of 4.
Yeah, Jesse Gordon and Dakota Reeder having to kind of use the buddy system to get the draft off of one another. But man, I mean, once you're out of that big pack here, I mean, I can see the big pack ultimately end up catching the stragglers, essentially, depending upon where everyone's at track position-wise and how much time they're gaining. I mean, let's see if we can. So we have. Let's see. Oof. I mean, Jesse Gordon's roughly gaining a 10th. I mean, roughly per lap. I mean, we'll catch them in 54 laps. I mean, I don't know. I can see the pack catching up to them quicker.
Absolutely, and we do expect green flag pit stops to be happening here pretty soon, as we do see a driver down pit road already. That's one taker so far. We'll see who heads down here in this lead pack as we're off of corner number 2. This lead pack has Roger Diebold now leading the way. Another new leader here in tonight's race as he is door to door with the 79 of Jordan Tross coming off of 4. Nate Lesko right there as well. Judson Curtis in the mix in this lead pack through the tri-oval into 1 and 2. Jordan Tross doing a great job of holding down that low side of the racetrack. There goes Roger Diebold in the middle of the racetrack. Curious lines we're seeing out of this lead pack down the backstretch into 3 and 4. Only 4 cautions here tonight. Leader keeps changing on you there, Jacob, as we're 3 wide inside of this pack.
Ooh, I mean, like I said, we saw Jordan Tross earlier kind of fall back towards the back of the pack, but I think that's just typical of Jordan's strategy. Just kind of let the chaos happen, let the field kind of thin itself out, and then just save your tires and then hammer down towards the end. Oh no!
They keep it together. They keep it together. I believe that was contact back there between Nate Lesko, Brett Thompson back there in the 45. Justin Clapper also in the mix in the 63. As we're off of 4, watch this replay here. I believe it's going to happen between the 45 and the 20, just behind these guys.
A little bit of a... Door almost got taken out by Nate Lesko. I don't know if it was a bad push from Justin Clapper at that point. We'll run it back one more time. I think Nate just got loose coming out too.
Back here live at Atlanta, we're checking out a replay of some contact that happened inside of the top 5. Brett Thompson in the 45 was one of those trucks. He is still good. Brandon Schumann starting to drift up the racetrack just a little bit. George Tross leading the way. And one thing I wanted to mention there, as we were watching that replay, I was keeping an eye out on scoring and timing there, Jacob. Our leaders are some of the slowest trucks on the racetrack right now. They've all hit 32s, 32 flat out of Jordan Tross, 32 flat out of Roger Diebold, 32 out of Jordan Curtis. We also have Peacock with a 31.9, 31.8 out of Clapper as well inside of this pack. That indicates to me that those green flag pit stops have to be right around the corner, as these trucks are starting to slow up big time across the start-finish line into 1 and 2.
We got Anthony Harden getting the push from Tom Ringer coming out of 4. Just kind of single file action from Anthony Harden. Ultimately, I mean, Thomas Wynn getting loose in that apron right there.
Ooh, he saves it. He saves it, though. He's all right back there. So keep an eye out now on the field. Green flag pit stops right around the corner here. Lap 78 of the new A. As we watch Thomas Wynn in the 71, trying to work his way back up through the field. Doing a great job here tonight. Done a great job all season long. As we love that graphic as well. Indicates when those last pit stops took place. And I think right now they find themselves just in a hornet's nest of drivers up here, Jacob. You don't want to be the first one to head down. And you also don't want to stretch it too far to where you lose too much track position.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would probably, man, again, it's going to be a tough one to call, especially, Jordan's probably going to have to go in about 3 or 4 laps, and then you got Roger Diebold. I mean, at 32 laps since pit, I mean, if I see either Jordan or Judson or Kyle Peacock going in, I'm going in as well. I mean, I don't want to get separated and get left hanging high and dry and not having anyone to draft with through the rest of the night, because at that point you're ultimately just giving away your position.
Absolutely. As we await these leaders to head down, one name to keep an eye out for, and I'll mention it here on lap 78. That is Jesse Gordon in that 1-0. Folks, you don't see him on your screen right now. That is because he's down in the 24th position. Already have headed down pit road. Running a 32.1 last time by a lap down. But if this race continues under green, I'm sure he will get that lap back here pretty soon and find himself leading the way once everything shakes out. We'll have to keep an eye out on that as we're back up to the lead pack as Jordan Tross, Roger Diebold, Judson Curtis, 1, 2, 3 here on the racetrack. There's Judson to the low side in that 2-9, that 29 here now in a battle with Roger Diebold, door to door second. And we're coming up on some lap traffic here. Very tricky heading into 3 and 4.
No, you already got, looking at my leaderboard, you got David Bersecki in the pits. I was going to say Zachary Wynn, but he was having some technical difficulties, and I apologize on David Bersecki's behalf. He is out of the race this evening, so he is definitely in the pits for good.
Jordan Tross leading the way. So we wait some of these drivers to head down pit road. Some other drivers are already taking that opportunity. Nate Lesko was one of those guys. Justin Gordon as well. Paul White also 2 laps down to keep an eye out for that name. I mean, a little bit harder to get 2 laps back here as we continue under green. Jordan Tross leading the way, still about it for second. There's that 2-9 still looking again there, Jacob. My only question here is pit stops right around the corner. We'll jump on board with Judson Curtis in that 29. Right on the back of the 79 here into 3 and 4. Has to be coming soon. We have to assume here in the next few laps.
Yeah, I would say probably, let's see here, 43. Whew, man. I would say either.
This is going to be close.
Yeah, I think next couple laps.
This is going to be a very, very close race. Very close window for a lot of these drivers. How far can you push it? When do you head down?
Oh, here they go. Here they go.
There they go. There they go. The whole lead pack will head down. A couple guys will stay out here. Brett Thompson will stay out in the 45. I've never seen so many leaders head down at one time. This is absolutely wild here at Atlanta. We have about 8 of the 9 of the top 10 drivers heading in, and we were side by side on the entry of the pit road.
Ooh, see, a lot of these guys that ended up pitting with the main leaders. I mean, it's pretty smart because now you're going to be able to have a big enough field to. So right now we got Jordan, Justin Clapper, Kyle Peacock, Cody Deek, Brandon Schumann, Tony Burleson, Judson, Tom Ringer. Yeah, I mean, now it's a mad dash out, and hopefully everyone can kind of get bunched up at that point. Oh, it's a mad dash through the exit of pit lane.
It looks as though Brett Thompson, Christian Delgado, Jason Kersey, Dakota Reeder, Thomas Wynn, Keith Vaughn.
Coming in.
A lot of guys stayed out there in the window. Now they're starting to head down here. The same guys just mentioning. Now heading down here in this second wave. Going to be quite an uphill battle for these guys there, Jacob, in this second window.
Yeah, I think to the guys, I mean, they're going to end up being by themselves. So you're not, I mean, you're going to have 2 trucks drafting off of one another. I mean, you're going to lose so many spots at that point. See, well, let's check in with Judson and Jordan Tross in that main pack at that point. Tyler Waltz coming in.
Jason Kersey, currently our race leader. Dakota Reeder, Thomas Wynn, David McConnell, Brandon Hinton, Jim Smith still out on the racetrack. We'll wait to see who heads down, who's going to emerge with only so few laps left. Jacob, we're on lap 90. That's going to leave us around 26 laps to go. Not a lot of time to make too many moves here, especially if it stays under green.
So we're looking, I mean, the graphic that we have up is Coursey, Reeder, Wynn, McConnell, and Hinton, and Smith. It looks like those guys are about to pit as well. So you got Judson Curtis, Jordan Tross, DeBold, Delgado. Looked like Christian ended up doing a pretty good pit cycle.
Coursey right there, Dakota Reeder leading at the moment. Jordan Tross right there in the 79. Roger Diebold, Jordan Curtis, part of this pack. They're part of that leader pack that headed down pit road. Now I'd have to assume there, Jacob, these will be the lead guys when everything sort of Yahtzee reshuffles itself here on the racetrack.
Yeah, no, and that's, if we're looking at the leaderboard, Brent Thompson is now, he was with the main group, but he chose to stay out. And now he is a lap down in 17th.
Not what you want to see happen for the 45. Still a lot of time, though, to maybe gain some more positions, get a top 15, top 10, just a bit of a misjudgment in strategy for the 45 and what was a great run here tonight. I'm excited for the rest of the season for the 45, maybe something to work on, take some confidence out of tonight's race.
Yeah, no, and then, I'm currently showing everyone being lapped down.
There's more takers down pit road, part of that third wave of drivers. As you see, currently Jordan Tross is going to be moving up the grid, currently going to be our race leader, now up to third. Jim Smith, Judson Curtis scoring as our race leaders on the racetrack. Kyle Peacock, Roger Diebold, Justin Clapper, Brandon Schumann are all going to be part of that wave here coming up towards the lead. All running in the 31-2s. We see 31-3s out of Judson Curtis and Jordan Tross, who now will emerge as our race leaders. Judson Curtis, Jordan Tross, 1-2 on the racetrack. Here's Roger Diebold. Here we go, folks. This is a battle for the checkered flag as we creep up towards the century mark. Off of the corner, Judson Curtis, our race leader.
Yeah, no, and then you have Christian Delgado. Christian Delgado and Brent Thompson both went in at the same time. Christian is now in the 7th position. So I wonder if Christian only took 2 tires. No, he took 4. So I think Brent at that point just had a bad pit stop at that point, because now he's in the 12th position whenever he was running in the top 10.
As Jordan Tross keeps trying to find a way around Judson Curtis here, can't seem to find that window. Really has his hands full here tonight with the 29. We spoke to him with those podium finishes. Jordan talked about how the level of competition has risen this season. You see it right here across that tri-oval. Diebold right behind him. Peacock. This is Jordan Tross, last season's champion, now feeling the heat by just a barrage of newcomers inside of the top 5, Jacob.
Yeah, no, Diebold and I want to say Kyle Peacock. Here, we'll take a look. I think Kyle Peacock. Yeah, so right there on his windshield, he has the ATC banner. So I want to say, because that's a league that Jordan Tross helps run, so that's one of the ATC boys. But with that, I could see him ultimately, working his way towards the front. And I know we keep on talking about how Jordan is not able to make the pass on Judson. I think Jordan is going to hang tight behind Judson for a hot minute because Jordan and Judson have raced together in several other leagues, and so they have a lot of respect for one another. So I think that at this point, Jordan is going to keep it calm, cool, and collective until about the last 2, maybe the last lap of the race.
We are 1, 2, 3, 4 on the racetrack for the checkered flag, just a few laps away from that century mark of 1:15. A lot fewer cautions here tonight at the New Atlanta. Checking in with that second window here, Jacob. These drivers find themselves just about 2 seconds off of the pace of those top 3 guys. They have to stay locked in with one another if they want to have a chance, or else these next 17 laps or so are going to go by super fast, and they're just going to run out of that window of opportunity.
Yeah, we got the 83. Actually, we have a lap down car in front of Brandon Schumann and Christian Delgado. That is going to be Andrew Morse. Yeah.
I believe so. Andrew Morse in that mix, currently in the 25th position. Trying to make something happen here tonight. As we start to see that 85, that's Kyle Peacock of 83. Had to go very, very high in the racetrack there in that Marlboro machine. We jump back as you see a lot of guys testing out that. Oh, caution's out. Caution is out for the 5th time.
Oh, man.
Wow.
I don't think this is what the race leaders are wanting, because now this is going to allow everyone to get bunched back up. Maybe hit the pits one more time. And then at that point, we are coming up on lap 100 of 115.
I don't know, Jacob. If I mean, heading down pit road as we check out this replay here live on YouTube. Ooh, that's Christian Delgado in the 31. He's going to get loose coming off of 2, it looks like there. Ooh, going to make contact. Ooh, bit of a pile up there in 1 and 2.
Looks like they were trying to go around the lap car of Todd Perron. And then Brain Schumi hits the wall. Just, a little bit of a checkup.
Oh, no.
That's a little suspicious. Hold up. I don't know. Admins might have to take a look at that one. Because that's I mean, I'm not.
He did feel a bit of a there was some contact there, I would have to say. On the defense of Delgado, there was some contact, and it did get a little hairy there, especially if you're fighting some fresh tires. The grip's not all the way there just yet. You'll see here, I just couldn't get right, I guess, there, Jacob, down the backstretch, and just spun that thing at a 9-degree angle.
Yeah. I don't know. A little suspicious, but hey, you know, it we'll let the review committee, the review committee at that point take a look at that one.
The NASCAR officials, if you will, check out that. Only our 5th caution of the night. Such a far stretch from what we saw in last week's race. Here tonight's been very clean, very, very competitive, though. That's how it's been all 5 weeks of the season so far. Me and Jacob have had our hands full, trying to provide all this live action to you folks at home. We do appreciate everybody for tuning in here tonight. If you could go ahead and throw the like button, go ahead and subscribe if you want to. Hit that notification bell as well to stay up to date with everything we have going on here in the RFRL Racing League. My name is William Tiller. That is Jacob Williams. And Jacob, we are live here on Tuesdays, but I believe the Next Gen series is kicking back up on Thursdays as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're going to try and get the broadcast going with that as well. If not, we will for sure have the stream going. But yeah, Season 4, Next Gen series. And then also the O'Reilly series starts tomorrow, too. Season 3. No. I take that back. Season 4.
Season 4 of the O'Reilly series. Those are essentially track noise and audio only. Me and Jacob are currently only live on Tuesdays, providing this wonderful color commentary, if you will, Jacob, and give you all those live shots as well. So if you could hit that like button, we love those comments as well. We try to read them along as the action proceeds. Here in tonight's race, we haven't had a chance to do that very much, Jacob, because it's just been very, very crazy lead changes after lead changes. As we get ready for what's only been our 5th restart of the night, we'll run through the top 10. Judson Curtis will be leading the way. Jordan Tross in that 2nd spot. Kyle Peacock 3rd. Tyler Waltz 4th. Brett Thompson, currently our biggest mover, tied with Cody Deek, is going to roll off 5th. Dakota Reeder 6th. Cody Deek is tied for that biggest mover of the race in that 13 in 7th. Keith Vaughn 8th. Anthony Harden 9th. And Roger Dybel will be 10th on this restart. as the green flag is in the air. We are rocking and rolling once again here in the A, as it will be Curtis taking us into 1 and 2.
12 laps left. Everyone's all bunched up. Everyone's going to be really antsy right now because we're going to look at the top 15 of, the pit stop stats. So the top 5 roughly within, 15, 17 laps. So not much of power, but 8 in back besides Keith Vaughn. 2-lap-old tires, essentially. Jesse Gordon's in 10th. He was in the 20th position. I can see Jesse Gordon's in the if he can maneuver it properly.
I wish I could have bookmarked that part of the live stream where I said, watch out for that Batmobile, although he finds himself in quite a hornet's nest back
See,
there.
he's right there.
Wow! So many things going on now as the field comes rolling into 3 and 4. Curtis still leading the way. Jordan Tross in second. Brandon Schumann, you see it on your screen right now.
Brandon
He
Schumann
is just,
and
3 wide.
Oh.
3 wide as they wreck. Oh, man, they make contact and wreck. That's the 45 of Brett Thompson, the 52 of Brandon Schumann. No yellow flag just yet, as they will collect each other in the infield grass. There is the yellow flag, and it doesn't look as though they are happy with one another here tonight in Atlanta.
I don't think so either. Let's take a look back at this. Wrong one.
That's an awesome replay there, Jacob. I appreciate the little rubbing his racing in the infield. Woo. Oh, that's a 3 wide.
Oh.
That's a 3 wide hole shot coming off of 4.
Brent Thompson just comes down. Right there you see Brandon Schumann holding his lane. Brent Thompson just comes down, gets a little door banging action. Brandon Schumann, then Brent Thompson throws another door again. And so then Brandon Schumann's trying to stay off of Tyler Waltz. And then you're coming through the tri-oval. Leaving space. Oh, and then Brent Thompson just turns him.
And you mentioned one for the review committee. That might take a couple ganders at that one. That one was
Yeah, right on.
It seems as though maybe they didn't like each other here tonight, Jacob. Maybe throughout tonight's race we may have missed a few things, but seems as though this one was in the mix for a while, if you will.
Yeah, let's see here. We're right in. Oh yeah.
From that shot though.
Yeah, I don't think. During real time, looks like he was just trying. Let's take it back a little bit further.
Watch, you're off of 4.
I think he was just trying to save it.
Actually, yeah, from that shot, I take it back. That did look like just holding your line, as you called it there with the 52, who was holding his line through the whole shot. Brett Thompson trying to do his best to hold his line. Now watching from the in-car camera, it doesn't look exactly like that there, Jacob, that it's very tricky. The trial here tonight has been a tricky part of the racetrack, and it's something that the drivers aren't very used to, because there aren't a lot of tracks in the circuit that have that newer tri-oval, if you will.
Yeah, just if you're not, especially if you're going 3 wide, you're not giving enough guys enough space. It gets a little tricky, and based off of Brent's view, he didn't really. It didn't look like you could see Brandon Schumann at that point, and just you get caught up into it. You think you have enough room to go a lane down, and then at that point there's a guy below you. You don't see him, but it's the tri-ovals are super tricky. It goes back to Phoenix last week in terms of the open dog leg, where you got 4 or 5 trucks running the open dog leg, and then it all merges together. And then if you're not, I don't want to say that Brent wasn't paying attention, but if you're not paying attention at that point, you're going to end up collecting someone.
As the pace lights turn off of the pace truck, the field will get sorted here. Judson Curtis, Jordan Tross on that front row, Kyle Peacock, Dakota Reeder, Tyler Walsh, Jesse Gordon now inside of the top 5. Tyler Waltz, Roger Diebold, Nate Lesko, Justin Clapper, and Jason Kersey's now back inside the top 10 after all the adversity he's faced in that 22. Looking throughout the field, though, Cody Deek having a pretty good race here tonight. He was up 24 spots as a drop of the green flag. Andrew Morris, he's back in the mix as well, up 16 spots as a drop of the green flag. And we call him Mr. Consistency for a reason. We haven't called his name out a lot here tonight, but Tom Ringer in the 68 finds himself just outside of the top 15, currently in the 16th position, up 18 spots. So drop the green flag.
Ooh, and then you got, you just went through the top 10, but, the top 3. Judson Curtis, Jordan Tross. And I said it earlier, Kyle Peacock is one of the ATC boys right there. I mean, you see it on Judson Curtis's windshield banner. But yeah, I mean, ATC, it's a good group of guys. Respect to them, shout out to them as well. Iron sharpens iron. We allow those guys to come race with us. I mean, and they're heavy hitters as well. I mean, they bring a lot of drivers like Jordan Tross. But I'll let you take it away.
Looks as though we'll have just about 8 laps to go. Shout out and rest in peace to the late, great Kyle Busch. As this race rages on into 1, it will be Judson Curtis clearing the rest of the field. We also have Peacock, Trost, doors. The rest
Jesse
of the field
Gordon
are locks up with one another off of 2. Here comes Curtis leading the way all by himself. Will he make a move there, Jacob? Oh my goodness, we're bumper to bumper into 3 and 4.
Jesse Gordon's going to push his way towards the front. Watch this. He is going to shove Dakota Reader through that triangle. We'll see. Hopefully, we can keep it clean.
Ooh, boy, this is crazy through the tri-oval. As there is contact. Oh my goodness, as we saw the 85 get very, very squirrely. Now off of 2. Jordan Trost now our race leader down the backstretch.
Yeah, Jesse, I mean, there's going to be some late blocks there. Oh, Jordan almost gets himself turned trying to throw a late block. I mean, maybe he didn't throw a late block, but he got a little squirrely and almost gets himself turned by Dakota Reader.
Jordan Trost leads us off of 4 through the tri-oval. He feels the heat out of Dakota Reader on the top side. He has Curtis behind him in the 29, pushing him along. Jesse Gordon's on the other side, on the high side. They're 2 by 2. Dakota Reader will inch ahead of Jordan Trost just a little bit. Now down the backstretch, 2 by 2 by 2. Oh, they wreck! Big wreck down the backstretch. Big wreck into 3 and 4.
Oh, no.
Just outside of the top 10. Our leaders are safe, but that will bring out our 7th caution of the night. Wow. And I believe, Jacob, that will set up our first attempt at a green-white checkered due to that 7th caution as well.
Yeah, it just gets a little squirrely right here.
How could you not? I mean, we were just racing so close to one another. There's Paul White in that 25, and I believe if he's involved in this, he's just going to wish this night. There's Tony Burleson in the 97, Cody Deek.
Yeah, Cody Deek went low, and looks like Tony Burleson was coming up to move out of the way for Cody Deek, and then Paul White just gets squeezed between Tom Ringer and Tony Burleson, and then I don't know what happened right there with Jeffrey Goodpasture was trying to miss the wreck. Hits David Bersecki, comes over the top of him.
And for Goodpasture in the 1, so a pretty good season so far. Here tonight looks as though he may have a DNF if he can get that thing running here on this restart. Tony Burleson in the 97, and for Paul White, Jacob, just not how his night wanted to go. Started there on the front row. Faced some adversity, climbed all the way back, had some more adversity, pushed him back a little bit further, and then, of course, is caught up in what could possibly be one of our last cautions of the night. And for the 25, was coming into tonight's race 3rd in those point standings. Probably going to take a little bit of a bit of a hit here tonight, Jacob, but curious to see what he has in store for us next week.
Yeah, no, and Jeffrey Goodpasture is always like in the top 10, top 15, especially with these bigger fields that we've had here recently. So it's sad to see. Hopefully he can get the repairs done, but because it didn't look like he hit that bottom wall too hard. but we shall see if he gets back on track.
As the field gets ready here, Jacob, I don't know if that's going to put us in that green-white checkered window. I believe it's going to come pretty close, and I know we only get 2 attempts at those. Is your mathing up here in the booth?
Let's see here. We're coming up on where single file lights are still on. Yeah, no, this will be the first green-white checkered because, because it'll go green. Yeah, it'll go green-white checkered. Yeah, at that point.
Wow. What an ending we're going to have in week number 5. And folks, what that means, if you are unfamiliar with a green-white checkered, green flag's going to wave. The field will race to the white flag. As long as the white flag is received by the leader before a yellow flag waves again, the race is official. If we have to have a second attempt at that, and the caution flag waves in that second attempt, the race is also official. So a lot at stake here on this restart. And I mentioned coming into tonight's race, there are only a few guys who have won so far here this season. That includes Jesse Gordon in that Batmobile, Jordan Tross, who will roll off second and third on this restart. Dakota Reeder in the 85, he'll roll off first. Jason Kersey, Judson Curtis, Anthony Harden, Kyle Peacock, Roger Diebold, and Tyler Waltz in that 9. As we come through corner number 4. Been a very great race so far. Once again, we want to thank everybody for tuning in. Now off of 2 down the backstretch. Excuse me there, Jacob. On this restart, what do you expect to see these guys do? Do you think it's just going to be elbows out immediately, pedals to the floor?
I think it's going to be pedal to the floor. I mean, you got Dakota Reeder, Jesse Gordon. I mean, they were in like 24th, 25th position towards like the middle of the race, and now they're running 1 and 2. And then, before that previous caution, you had Jesse Gordon. I mean, just absolutely pushing Dakota towards the front. So, I mean, it's going to be hammered down. And then you got Jordan Tross right there back behind Dakota Reeder and Judson Curtis and Kyle Peacock. So I can see the ATC boys possibly just working their way through as well.
Let's do it here down in hot Atlanta. This is our first attempt at a green white checker. Dakota Reeder, Jesse Gordon will take the green flag into 1 and 2. This is a battle for the race win as they go side by side into the corner.
Ooh, you got Jesse, Dakota Reeder. Then you got Nate Lesko on the backside of him. Then you got Jordan. I mean, Jordan's going to end up respecting Dakota, but I could see it coming down to the last lap. Ooh, bad push from Tyler Waltz right there on Kyle Peacock.
Ooh, back in the line as the field comes off of 4. As long as we take this white flag, the race is official. Here they come across the tri-oval. White flag is in the air. Final lap here tonight at Atlanta. We have Jesse Gordon on the top side of the racetrack. Dakota Reeder on the low side. Big push into the 79 and Jordan Tross. Oh, we were in 3 wide in the middle of the racetrack right there as well. I believe that's Corsi in the 22. There goes Dakota Reeder in the 85, trying to hold off the 1-0 Jesse Gordon. Jordan Tross there as well. Nate Lesko, they're side by side. The 85 gets loose. He holds on. Jordan Tross to the low side. We're 3 wide, cut off the 4. They're wrecking behind him. We're 3 wide across the tri-oval. Jesse Gordon will take the checkered flag at Atlanta. Oh my goodness, what an ending here tonight. Wow, as the field was wrecking across the start-finish line, the top 3 stayed locked in. Jesse Gordon rode the high side of the racetrack across the tri-oval, takes home the checkered flag to become a 2-time winner here in the Ratfig Racing League Truck Series. What a finish here on a Tuesday night. As we're going to watch this replay, I believe that's Diebold who will get loose off of 4. Look at this finish, Jacob, across the start-finish line.
Was it Nate Lesko, then Jordan Tross? Yep.
Wow.
It's unfortunate because Dakota Reeder, I mean, he got pushed out of the way, unfortunately, coming out of 4.
Look at that shot. Jordan Tross, what a move to the low side. And you couldn't even check your rear view in that situation there, Jacob. Oh, and Dakota Reader, as you mentioned, is going to get pushed all the way outside of the top 5. He's going to come home looking at scoring time in 6th here tonight. Wow. What a finish here at Atlanta as the Batmobile is burning it down. Wow. What an absolute race again here tonight on a Tuesday night. Wrecking off of 4. We're almost 3 wide across the start finish line. And these are the type of things that we expected out of Jesse Gordon. Jacob, we mentioned it to him last season when he raced part-time, how good he could be. Now coming into this season, has 2 wins in only 5 weeks to start the season. This could be the new top dog here on Tuesday night.
Yeah, I think, what did you say, 2 wins? 2 wins from Jesse Gordon?
Yes, sir. He broke through first couple weeks of the season. This would be win number 2, our first 2-time winner.
Yeah. Oof. Yeah, I think Jordan Tross has his work cut out for him.
As we watch, this is going to be even more of a crazy as we watch that Batmobile. We should know our statistics up here in the booth. Jesse Gordon becomes the first back-to-back winner here on a Tuesday night here in this season, he won last week in the desert.
Yeah, he did. He did indeed. Yeah, no. But
wow.
With that being said, I'm going to work on getting the boys in the interview booth, and we will kind of do a little bit of a recap, Will.
Yeah, as we watch Jesse Gordon continue to burn it down here. We'll run through that top 10. It was very hectic there at the end, as we'll look at Jesse Gordon, Nate Lesko, Jordan Tross, Jason Kersey, Kyle Peacock will be our top 5. Dakota Reader, as mentioned, gets pushed out of that top 5 at the very, very end. Justin Clapper, Keith Vaughn, Paul White, after everything he went through, was still able to get a top 10 out of tonight's race. And shout out to Brandon Hitton. You know, we didn't call his name out at all here tonight. Does come home 10th through all that craziness at the line. But I believe, Jacob, it is time to catch up with our top 3 finishers. And you're catching up with a man who usually doesn't get to chat first with us up here in the booth. But you're catching up with the driver of the 79 machine, Jordan Tross.
Jordan, you got a copy?
I've got a copy.
Well, walk us through that race. I mean, it was definitely a lot better than last week, correct?
I don't even remember last week.
Good. You already slept on it and just,
yeah, Phoenix.
Yeah. Ooh.
I think I still finished well. I don't know. Where did I finish? I don't even remember. But this was a good one. I managed to keep the truck clean, even though somehow I got an 8X. I don't even know where. I never had any damage on the truck. Overall, had a great race. Worked with my teammates, Kyle Peacock and Judson Curtis there. We had a great run going there at the end, and unfortunately the cautions kind of ruined us there. We probably would have had the win locked up.
Yeah, you guys had it was great because we were talking. Sorry to interrupt your deal, but if it wasn't for that last caution, but the caution before after y'all's pit cycle, I think you guys had that locked into the win category at that point.
Yeah, we definitely would have had that there. It didn't look like the backpack behind us was going to catch us in time. We were pushing pretty good and running within a 10th of them. Overall, we executed a pretty good race. Unfortunately, Victor was caught up in a wreck, and Dave was as well, so he wasn't super competitive there. Got put a few laps down. But 3 of us had a really good race. Unfortunately, Judson, I think, was involved in an incident on that last lap and finished 15th. But solid top 5s for Kyle and I.
Yeah. Now is Kyle? Kyle does race at ATC, correct?
Yeah, kind of when he's available.
Okay.
He's the guy who just started sim racing again that I used to sim race with about a year back, and he's pretty good. We've had a lot of good battles, and hopefully he can race more with Alloy Motorsports here.
Okay, no, that's what I thought, because I know tonight was his first race with us, but yeah, no, that's what we had kind of talked through the broadcast, was the 3 of y'all, Judson, you, and Kyle essentially working your way through the field. So, kind of talk us through the tire wear as the race progressed. And correct me if I'm wrong, is with the new paving of Atlanta, as the tire wear goes through the course of the race, does the truck tend to get tighter, or does it tend to get looser now with the new pavement?
I didn't notice that big of a difference. You definitely do feel a bit tight when you're on the bottom in the center of the corner. It wants to wash up a bit. I definitely felt that throughout the runs, but yeah, it's been a while since I've actually driven this track. I do know that on hotter temperatures, especially in the O'Reilly car, you certainly get a lot of handling issues going on long runs, and I was very impressed that we had one here. But overall, the truck didn't handle that differently. I mean, there's a few times where you'd blip the throttle, but that's like any super speedway when you're not leading. And when I was leading, I was still full throttle all the way around with no real issue.
Gotcha. Well, Will, you got anything for Mr. Jordan?
No, Jordan, I would have to say, man, just another great run here tonight. We don't usually see you in the third position. It's usually either in the first or second. Do you feel, I kind of mentioned it during the broadcast, the competition level here this season has just risen to a new level?
Yeah, it's pretty high. I mean, any podium is a great finish, and got to walk away happy from it. Main thing is just trying to maintain points, getting through the regular season, because when you get to the chase, that's when it really matters. And yeah, it's Jesse's been putting up a good fight. Definitely been a fast guy to compete with. And I mean, you look at the front, you got Nate Lesko, you got Dakota Reeder. Like, the top 10 is just stacked with people who you expect to be fighting for the championship. And it's going to be a competitive season, and looking forward to it. It's been a lot of fun, and we've had a few cautions here or there, but overall, I've managed to get to the end of every race cleanly so far, and hopefully we can keep that going.
Well, Jordan, before we let you go, I think you know the drill from all your race victories, but of course, on that podium, you still get that opportunity to shout out anybody that may have helped you get on the podium here tonight, or anybody you may have had watching.
Well, first of all, thanks to you guys for the broadcast. It'll be fun to watch it back. And thanks to everyone at RatFink who puts these races on. I know Tom and Chuck and everyone else put a lot of work into the league and the website and everything. And thanks to the teammates who ran with Alloy tonight. We had 5 of us in there, and overall I had a pretty good run. It was definitely a big field tonight. But yeah, and congrats to Jesse for the win. It's been a fun race.
We appreciate you taking the time, Jordan, coming home third here tonight in the Arc Raider machine. That is Jordan Tross. We appreciate you, man.
Have a good one.
Jacob, great run out of our past season's champion in the 79. I definitely felt the heat here tonight, but one thing that does cool on a hot summer day, that is the ever so invigorating powder. That is Nesquik chocolate milk, and it is time to catch up with the man who is driving that Nesquik machine all the way around Atlanta. Coming home here second, was in the mix throughout all of tonight's race, had to work his way up from the 33rd position. He does finish tied as one of our biggest movers of the race. It is time to catch up with our second place finisher, Nate Lesko. And Nate, man, right to the line, you had a chance. This was just a crazy race from start to finish.
Yeah, that was fun. Exciting starting from the back and trying to work your way up through the field. I was trying to take that title from Jordan because he gets that every single week, it feels like. So tied, I guess we'll have to take that.
Here in tonight's race, we'll come off the heels of a caution-filled race. I believe this may be your first appearance in the series so far this season. But tonight's race didn't have a lot of cautions up until the end. Did it make the race more difficult, seeing as though there was a lot of speed in this lead pack, but also you had to time out those last pit stops at the very end?
It was exciting doing green flag stops, and you don't get that very often at this track. So no, it was good to see not too many cautions. It was with this many cars, it's incredible actually. So it was fun strategy wise, and trying to get your timing right on that.
Now, talking about that last restart there, right at that green-white checker, did you ever feel like you had an opportunity maybe to get around the 1-0 or make a move. I know it was very, very tight, and maybe any kind of move would have wrecked everybody. Did you feel like you had an opportunity, or are you okay with finishing second here tonight?
I'm okay with that. I was trying to push him as hard as I could on the outside so he could clear, Jesse could clear the outside line, and then maybe that would give me the chance to kind of cut down through the last corner there. I think that would be my best shot, but I still had the car down below me. I think it was Dakota at that point, and no, I don't want to waste a good finish here trying to do that. So I'm good with second, but yeah, there was a chance there at the end.
As we're watching the replay here on live on YouTube, the entire field just behind you guys wrecked. There's a big pile up. I believe it was Roger Diebold right there was caught up just outside of that last car of that pack. And Nate, we see you finished here second. We know you are part-time here in this series. When will we see you behind the wheel again? Is there any tracks you have circled on the schedule that we might see that 20 machine again? Because after tonight's performance, that was a great showing here at Atlanta.
I haven't looked at the schedule yet. So here and there, it's kind of more so what's going on at home, more so than the tracks. So, I get the time, I'll definitely show up and see what I can do with these fields. It's been, I've seen some of the videos online and how full it's gotten, and it's nuts. So, I want to be a part of it as much as I can.
Absolutely. We love that you're in this field, and we love the showing. We love to see the Neswick machine out on the track as well. And Jacob, before we wrap up with our second place finisher, anything for Nate Lesko, who comes in, I would have to say cold, but gets a second place finish?
Yeah, no, Nate, congratulations on your podium, finish. It's always good seeing you run in the trucks, because I know that you won you won the Next Gen Series championship,
Yep.
or was it the O'Reilly Series?
Next gen.
Yeah,
Next gen about a season ago.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So it's always good seeing you run. I mean, because you're one of the heavy competitors and clean racers. So it's always good seeing you out on the track, and we hope to see you out there more. But to wrap this up, any special shout outs or recognition that helped you get to your podium finish this evening?
Yeah, shout out to my family for letting me do this. Got my son Cameron here, he's watching, so I appreciate all their support and appreciate him.
Awesome. Well, Nate, congratulations again on your podium finish, and have a great evening, brother.
All right, thank you too.
That was the driver of the number 20 machine, Nate Lesko, coming home second here tonight. Without further ado, it is time to catch up with Batman himself, otherwise known as Jesse Gordon. He becomes actually the first back-to-back winner this season, the only driver to have 2 wins so far this season as well. Does it at 2 complete opposite racetracks, going from Phoenix to Atlanta, 2 totally different layouts. Jesse, you got it done here again, but boy, it was a tough challenge. We couldn't call it at all, but we did see you, and I did call it. I'm going to have to go back and timestamp it to say to watch out for you coming up through the field. I believe there was about 20 laps to go in that moment. Boy, if I could have live bet your odds, I would be a very happy man right now, but we are catching up with Jesse Gordon, the race winner. What a race, Jesse. Take us through it.
Yeah, it was wild for sure. With just how these tracks usually go for me, I don't get finishes like this, even in top 5. Just typically get wrecked out or something happens, which it did, but I didn't get wrecked. I spun all the way down pit lane and saved it, and luckily didn't hit the wall or anything, and had no damage, and was able to kind of regroup. But I was way behind. I knew if it stayed green, I was a goner. Luckily, was pit strategies, and then there was a caution that saved me. I was able to gain all that positions and track position that I lost. And it was a battle from that point then. I knew I could make my way as long as I stayed out of trouble, and hopefully make it up to top 5 was my goal. And then right before that last yellow came out, I made my way up to second, and I was like, well, I might have a chance here, and it worked out that way. luckily. I mean, that last lap or two with Nate pushing me, that was pretty wild. I got to really thank him mostly. Yeah, that's what won me the race, is him pushing me hard and got me up there and was able to nose ahead.
Yeah, we're actually watching that live here on our race feed, currently on YouTube as well. And Jesse, you come in now back-to-back wins here this season. You had to do it the hard way here today, as you mentioned. I believe you went a lap down momentarily, had to come back up through. Do you feel, though, I know you raced a little part-time, I kind of asked you this last week as well, that this field has just grown in talent? It just feels like there's a lot more guys that you have to really race through, kind of elbows out, kind of fight for your lines throughout the race here this season than there's ever been. Even with your big run through the field, we're still nervous for you on that restart because it was just a mix of Jordan Tross, Dakota Reeder, some of these guys that already have wins this season, some of these guys that are quote unquote top dogs. Just feels like there's pressure on a lot of you guys within this top 10 every race.
Yeah. The competition level is pretty strong here, and there's a lot of guys that run hard and are fast and have a chance to win any time of the week. So it's a tough competition, and really these drafting tracks are kind of just luck of the draw most of the time. But really you have to be on it and learn to tire conserve. Most races and fuel strategies all play a role, and we're all good enough to understand and know those strategies. So yeah, the competition's tough, and luckily I timed that last restart with Reeder pretty spot on and was able to stay side by side with him. And then Nate also, he got to my bumper really quick, and that's really what ultimately kept us in the fight and had a chance. So I really gotta thank him.
Yeah, because we saw Dakota Reeder try that hole shot, that 3-wide hole shot right there. Actually went from the top 3 down to about 6th position on the racetrack because of that move. And then Roger Diebold, just outside of you guys, actually wrecked, and a lot of guys wrecked as well right behind. So it was a crazy, chaotic last lap. You kept your line across that start-finish line. Great push out of Nate as well. Great to see Nate in the series, you full-time in this series. Great seeing you two out on the racetrack. Now, my question to you, we didn't have any 3-time winners last season. You do have a chance to do that here this year. We head to Indy next week at the Oval. How are you feeling about that racetrack? I know probably from your experience, it's a track you're probably familiar with. How are we feeling about doing a back-to-back-to-back here in round number 6?
I'll give it a shot. I do like Indy, but it's kind of a lot of usual field strategies and tire conservation to make it on long runs. So it's tricky. You have to hit your marks. You have to really be precise on that track because each corner has its own little quirks and differences. So it's a good track. I do like that, but haven't run it in a long time in the truck, so we'll have to see how that goes.
Exactly, folks. You got to tune in to see if Jesse Gordon can make it the turkey, as they say, 3 in a row. But here tonight, Jesse, I think you know the drill from last week. We love to give you drivers the opportunity to shout out anybody you had watching or anybody that helped you get this race victory here tonight.
Yeah, got to thank Nate first and foremost, because without him, I wouldn't have won. So thank him for the push. And my track I race at, Parasaddle Speedway and real life, and my sponsors, Caritas Tires, Davis Trenching, United Window Tint, and Wraps, Empire Motorsports, and Line-X. Everybody that helps me out, all my partners. So, yeah.
Definitely one of the hottest drivers right now here in all of Ratfink. Jesse Gordon going back to back here on a Tuesday night. We appreciate you taking the time here tonight. Jesse, go back to the Bat Cave. Scheme up for Indy next week, trying to make it 3 in a row. Congratulations to Jesse Gordon and that 1-0. He is off to celebrate here tonight in Atlanta. Jacob, it was another crazy race here on a Tuesday night. Not as many cautions. We did have a couple down the stretch there, but really about 4 or 5, and it was a lot of green flag racing and very competitive green flag racing at that.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was definitely a cleaned up race compared to last week, and especially on a super speedway. I mean, and with having, 44, I think it was 44 or 43 guys this evening. Let me take a look at this. 43, excuse me. Gary Wright did not race this evening. But yeah, I mean, with having that many guys on a super speedway, normally, I mean, it's wreck central. But, definitely it was nice to see some green flag runs, some pitch strategies. So it was definitely. It was definitely good to watch. It was very entertaining, and I'm looking super excited for next week.
As we wrap up here on a Tuesday night, let's run through the official results here from Atlanta. As we just spoke with our top 3, Jesse Gordon, Nate Lesko, Jordan Tross. Jason Kersey, one of those new names, going to finish 4th. Kyle Peacock, 5th. Dakota Reeder is going to finish 6th. We talked about him on that last lap move, get flushed out of the mix there. Justin Clapper is going to come home 7th. Keith Vaughn, another great run out of that 32, is going to finish inside the top 10 in the 8th spot. Paul White, another top 10 out of the 2.5. That'll help for points, finishing in the 9th spot. Brandon Hitton in the 10th position. Great run out of the 5 to get a top 10. Just outside of the top 10, we have David McConnell in the 11th spot. Cody Deek, Thomas Wynn gets a top 15 finish. Great job for the 71. Anthony Harden will finish 14th. Judson Curtis, 15th. Tony Burleson, 16th. Tyler Waltz, 17th. Roger Diebold, we saw him just on that last lap crash. He will come home in the 18th position. Tom Rear will come home 19th. I believe he may have been caught up in that as well in that last lap craziness. Andrew Morse, 20th. And Jeffrey Goodpaster in that 1 will finish as the last truck on the lead lap. Then after that, Jacob, as you mentioned, there are 43 trucks in the field. A lot of these guys, just hard nights. I'm going to run through just a quick run through. Todd Perrot's going to finish in 22nd. Steven Prosser. Christian Delgado, one of those names we called out here tonight, is going to finish 24th, 3 laps down. Cameron Gully is going to finish 5 laps down. Colton Miller, one of those names as well, going to finish 6 laps down. Brett Thompson, we saw him with a great run throughout tonight's race. Going to finish in the 30th position, 8 laps down. Brandon Schumann right behind him there. Jim Smith, David Bersecki, Colton Jackson, Sean Dion, Tyler Jones, Victor Etheridge, Daniel McConnell, Chase Rockford, Zachary Wynn, Thomas Aaron, and Derek Underwood. Just some names there as you see that rotating grid go through your screen. Some of these guys, Jacob, I can't wait to see what they have in store for us next week. I think here tonight just may have been caught up in some unfortunate luck, some bad runs, some promising runs, though, to see out of the 45 of Brett Thompson, and to see another great run out of Cody Deek as well, finishing in that 12th spot. In week number 5, Jacob, it was a crazy night. Nonetheless, it took overtime once again. Any final thoughts before we head up to one of the most prestigious racetracks of the whole season?
No, I mean, I'm looking forward to Indy next week. It's definitely a good track. I'll be shocked how it all shapes up, especially on if we end up having, a 40 truck field next week. But no, definitely a lot of heavy hitters again coming out this evening. It's good to see Nate Lesko out on the podium. Jordan Tross, as always, he's always in the top 5, top 10. I'll be interested to see if his boy Kyle Peacock is going to be able to get a podium. And as always, shout out to Jesse Gordon for the back-to-back. We'll see if he can do a trifecta next week.
going for 3 in a row. Get those 3s up as we head to Indianapolis Motor Speedway in week number 6. But we want to thank everybody for tuning in here tonight. We do love the live chat. We keep an eye out on that all night long. A lot of people tuned in to week number 5. We invite you all back here for week number 6 next Tuesday at around 9:40 Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget, the Next Gen Series kicks back up tomorrow, Thursday night at around the same time, 9:40 Eastern Standard Time. But for all of us here at the Ratfig Racing League, we want to say once again, congratulations to Jesse Gordon going back-to-back here on a Tuesday night. For myself, William Tiller, joined by Jacob Williams, lead producer and co-commentator, we'll catch you back here on Thursday for the Next Gens at 9:40 Eastern Standard Time for the season opener. Until then, have a great night. Let's go racing.
All right, everybody, welcome once again to the Ratfink Racing League on Tuesday night. My name is William Tiller. I am joined up here in the booth by Jacob Williams.
Drivers, start your engines!
Hi, boss man. Fellas, so have a good day today. Like I said, load all the fans, and thank you guys for coming out here. We got a great crowd today. Everybody listening at home. Even home out there. That's what you do. It's been all run all day long. You ready to go? Good feeling about today, guys. Stay focused, be smart. You guys been doing a great job out there. Really on the outside. For nothing other than that, the rest of the race.
We're short track racing here on a Tuesday night. And we are thundering and lightning into corner number 1 as this race kicks off officially. Oh no! Big impact for the 6 of Victor Etheridge in the top side. Tonight we are warm and toasty in Homestead, Miami Speedway, the 305. Ooh, can you see damage? And scrape that topside roll. It's time to go racing once again in the Ratfig Racing League as George Ross in the 79 takes us into corner number 1. Action starting to pick up here off of 2. Oh my goodness, as the machine comes off of 2. It's time for the Tuesday night Ratfig Racing League.